Today I'm going to be doing my reflection video about assessment day. I was a little nervous going into the situation because I didn't really know what to expect. But after doing the scenarios with my cohort and classmates and getting the feedback from the facilitators, I was very pleased with what they had to say to me. It made me realize that what I've learned since starting the program has really helped. Helped me to become a better person. It's also helped me to become a better teacher, which I was able to um, take it on the flip side as being an administrator in the scenarios. One of the things that the facilitators told me in my feedback was to always make sure that when I meet with um, a teacher or a staff member to always go first in the conversation, because there was one instance where I let the teacher go first and they said that even if it's just me saying well, what's the problem, but always going first, because that kind of gives me a little control of the situation as opposed to the person just kind of starting to talk and go off on a tangent and go off on a rant. It kind of gives me control when I go first. um, the other feedback that I thought was really good was when we had to watch the video and we have to give the teacher feedback on the video that we saw. The facilitators told me that I kind of went a little light on the teacher, as opposed to in that situation it was kind of sort of like an emergency. I just need to get to the point, get to what was at hand, not kind of dance around the situation, because the teacher didn't have the attention of the students. They didn't seem focused. They didn't seem like they were into the lesson, and that would be an emergency situation when it comes to a teacher and observation. So the facilitators told me that when there's an instance of that nature, that I need to get straight to the point. Don't go light on the situation. Still be respectful in the situation, but don't go light on the situation. Just get straight to the point, and also just to follow through, like I did, offer solutions, offer suggestions, make sure that I have follow up with those suggestions. Some of the things that they told me also, I was very calm in the situations. I had one scenario where the teacher was really like going like off about a student and what the student didn't do. They were frustrated about what they needed to do, and I was very calm about the situation. And they said that that was something that would carry me a long way. Was being calm in those types of situations and not really like um, reacting where the person felt like they were being attacked or they weren't being heard in the situation. So I guess my plan going forward is to just try to make sure that I hone up on my people skills so far as those crucial conversations, making sure that when a person leaves my office after a meeting, whether it's a parent, whether it's a student, whether it's a staff member, that we all feel comfortable and we all feel like um, things have been solved. I don't want anybody to leave my office ever feeling like, the situation hasn't been resolved or we don't have a plan in place. So I guess that's one of the things that I want to make sure that I'm very consistent with is, and also being fair, doing what's right for everybody involved in the situations, but making sure that if the situation ever arose with another person, that I'd be as fair to that person as well. Um, I think another plan of action is, um, I guess, to just kind of talk a little bit more. I don't necessarily talk a lot unless I'm being spoken to in the class situation, but as a leader, I think that I would probably talk a little bit more just because I see these people on a daily basis and I make decisions and um, have to create those relationships. Um, so I would definitely want to make sure that I'm social, make sure I knew my staff, make sure I knew their background, those things of that nature. But also, if things were not going right, I would also want to be able to go to them um, and talk about the situations that I think needed to be handled and how we could handle them. And I just appreciate the opportunity for Assessment Day because it really kind of threw me to the lion's den, but I was very happy about how how I handle those situations, and I'm hoping that when I go into my leadership role, that I can handle those situations just as well.